What's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here. Another video, and we're going to do it. Ooh, look at the graphics. The Charlie Marlow Show. Does Jack Flaherty get a start in the wild card round? That's the question. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you think after yesterday's game, series finale against the Padres. The sky was falling. I put out this poll on Twitter and asked Cardinal Nation, how many runs do you think the Cards were going to score in the finale? And the options were 0, 1, 2, or 3 or more. You can only have 4 options. And I think more than 40% of y'all out there, you haters, said the Cardinals were going to score 0 runs. Not only did they score many more than 0, they scored 5, enough to actually come back thanks to Brendan Donovan and beat the Padres thanks to Brendan Donovan's grand slam. So hopefully that offensive drought has ended. They didn't score a run forever, an earned run, hell, close to a week almost. So offense got going again a little bit thanks to Brendan Donovan. We'll see if they can continue that against the Dodgers in what should be another really fun series. And I know the last one probably wasn't as fun because the Cardinals didn't perform well, but I like seeing the Cards playing against playoff contenders in the Padres and Dodgers. So I have more interest in watching these games than the endless supply of Reds, Cubs, Pirates that we always get, and we'll still get a bunch more Pirates coming up here. So Cards and Dodgers, first of all, I was looking at the pitching probables, and if I have this right, you have Andrew Heaney, Friday, Clayton Kershaw, Tyler Anderson. Guess what those 3 folks all have in common? They throw the baseball with their left hand, which means you should see Albert Pujols starting all 3 of these games. You got to think if he starts 3 straight versus lefties, he's going to hit at least 1, you would think, and get to 699. Hopefully that's the case. Again, it's Heaney, Clayton Kershaw, and Tyler Anderson. Cardinals throwing Jose Quintana, Jordan Montgomery, and Adam Wainwright. So when you talk about the starting rotation, that's where I think you really have some interesting conversations about the playoffs, the wild card round. Hopefully, if you move on past the wild card round, but you're only guaranteed really 2 games in the wild card series. So when you match up and you line up your starting rotation, who it's going to be, it's a really interesting question. If you'd have asked me a couple months ago, I'd have said, man, if Jack Flaherty is healthy, he's got to be in there. He hasn't been good up until yesterday. His ERA was over 5. And then it was even a little rocky to start, but I like the fact that he battled through some adversity, had a lot of traffic on the base paths, ended up going 6 innings, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, did walk too many guys, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts though. And I love the fact that as his pitch count was getting up, he's still striking dudes out and getting swings and misses with 97 miles per hour. So now I think you have a very interesting conversation because, Jack Flaherty has to pitch in the wild card round. The question is, to me, if he can pitch again like he did yesterday against the Padres, he should have 2 more opportunities to go out there and prove himself. How do you not use that guy? Now, I think the question is more so, is it as a starter or is it as a long relief guy? Maybe you start one of the lefties in a playoff game, Quintana, Montgomery. Could Jack Flaherty then be the first guy out of the pen if that lefty gets in trouble? There's going to be one of these playoff games where the starting pitcher gets pulled in the 3rd or 4th inning. It happens every year in the playoffs multiple times. Maybe that's where you go to Flaherty coming off one of those lefties or in a matchup you really like. Or do you feel good about giving Flaherty a start if he were to go out there 2 more times and pitch really, really well? Because to me, stuff plays, especially in the postseason. And you got some question marks here. Adam Wainwright with his dead arm that he's talking about, we'll see how he pitches against the Dodgers. Miles Mikolas pitched much better against the Padres. I think you have a really interesting conversation and discussion, though, because the Cardinals starting rotation has a bunch of very, very good, solid guys but they're kind of all right around each other when I talk about numbers and how you feel about them if you were to line them up 1 through 4. And I'm saying Wainwright, Michaelis, Quintana, Montgomery, whichever way you want to go with those guys. And then Jack Flaherty is the wild card, pun intended, there, because to me, he has the best stuff when he's healthy. You wonder, has he shown enough? Can he show enough to basically jump ahead of all these guys that have pitched either most of the season in terms of Michaelis and Wainwright, or really helped out post-trade deadline, the lefties coming in, Jordan Montgomery and Jose Quintana? Can Jack Flaherty do enough in the last couple weeks to get himself a start in the wild card round? I don't know, but man, if he's good 2 more times, if Adam Wainwright struggles again and he's showing these signs of dead arm, he's not feeling great. I know I feel like it's already ordained that Adam Wainwright has to get a start at home in the playoffs. But man, that's tough. If he's still struggling with the dead arm, that is a tough decision to make for Ali Marmol. Certainly all these guys have a very quick hook in that situation, but that's where I want to hear from you guys. How would you slot the starting rotation 1 through 3 if you had the wild card series to start tomorrow? Who's your 1? Who's your 2? Who's your 3? Remember, you're only guaranteed 2 games. And then how do you want to utilize somebody like Jack Flaherty? Is it as a starter? Is it as a long man out of the pen if you got to yank somebody early because they're struggling in one of these playoff games early in game 1 or game 2? And how much better do you feel about the Cardinals after yesterday? You knew they were going to break out of it. It was nice to salvage a game against the San Diego Padres. I still think you have some big picture question marks about the offense, but it was nice to see Brendan Donovan coming through. Big grand slam. Man, did he need that? Did the Cardinals need that? And hopefully now they can roll this momentum into a really big Dodgers series facing the best team in the National League. 3 lefties. You're going to see a lot of Albert Pujols. Hopefully starts all 3 of these games. You got to think he hits at least 1 out. So it's going to be must-watch television Friday, Saturday, Sunday in LA. Once again, please comment, like, subscribe, please. We appreciate it. It really helps with the videos here in the YouTube algorithm. You know, we just got some ads here, but all the content is free. And again, in your comments, let me know. How are you feeling about the Cardinals? Did yesterday's game change your mind that much? It's just 1 game. But did it change your mind or change your opinion on what you're seeing? And also, more specifically with Jack Flaherty, are you starting to say, man, maybe I would like to see this guy in the starting rotation, or do you want him in a long relief role? What are you seeing with Jack Flaherty? And then line it up for me in the comments. 1, 2, 3. Who do you want to start the wild card round for the St. Louis Cardinals coming up versus likely the Phillies or the Padres? All right. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it as always. Once again, please comment, like, and subscribe, and have a great weekend, everybody.